What is going on, Knicks Nation? Welcome back to Knicks Media. My name is Richie, and today I want to talk about the New York Knicks game day preview. We got a game tonight. We're back at the Garden yet again, this time hosting the Memphis Grizzlies. The New York Knicks have been on a crazy home stretch, and they lost their first game in 10 tries last Saturday night against the Los Angeles Lakers. The Knicks have had 2 days off to rest up. Unfortunately, there's no one coming back from the injury standpoint in tonight's matchup. OG Anunoby already ruled out, as well as Julius Randle and Quentin Grimes and Mitchell Robinson. So the New York Knicks don't have any reinforcements coming back, but that's no excuse because the Knicks have to win tonight. I mean, you look at the odds right here presented by BetUS, the official sportsbook sponsor of the channel. The Knicks are 14.5-point favorites. Okay, so the Knicks better win tonight with or without their guys and OG and those like this is the game the Knicks got to win. And I think that we can all agree where we're very confident in the Knicks getting this W because let's not forget the New York Knicks are undefeated against teams that are below 500. So the New York Knicks are absolutely dominating teams that they're supposed to beat. That's why these odds are absolutely flipped in the Knicks' favor. I mean, a 14.5-point spread and a money line at minus 1,200 is ridiculous odds. That tells you how much Vegas favors the New York Knicks. So, folks, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button on your way into the show. My name is Richie here at Knicks Media. Always a pleasure to be live and talking Knicks basketball with you guys. We got the NBA trade deadline this Thursday. I'm going to be live for 3 hours, 3+ hours on this channel on Thursday. So make sure you guys subscribe and hit the notification bell so you guys get notified when your boy is live all day on Thursday. And, of course, we'll be making content leading up until that particular outing. Shout out to everybody tuning in. We got Daniel in the chat. What's good? Knicks Galaxy. What up, my brother? Luke says, is Quentin Grimes going to be a Knick by the end of the week? Great question, Luke. I'm going to have to say yes. I don't think Quentin Grimes is going anywhere. The latest report that we got yesterday that I broke down here in the channel, it definitely seemed like the Knicks do not want to trade away Quentin Grimes unless it is for a big-time player. In return, I don't think the Knicks want to trade Grimes for another rotational player off the bench. If the Knicks are trading Grimes, they want something bigger in return, which makes me believe that they're not going to get rid of him. That's my guess. I mean, I could be wrong. All of a sudden, the Knicks can trade for DeJounte Murray. And if the Knicks get Murray, for example, then Quentin Grimes will be involved. But then if the Knicks trade it for a guy like Bruce Brown or Jordan Clarkson or something in that world, I don't think Quentin Grimes is going anywhere. I think he's going to stay with the Knicks. I think it's going to be Evan Fournier plus picks to get that type of deal done. The Knicks have been linked to a lot of different players across the NBA where it's overwhelming to kind of keep up with it. But tonight we got a game, and we're all excited about it. Now, if you guys did not see, we are all excited about the new podcast coming out, hosted by Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart. That premieres this Thursday. The Roommates. It's going to be absolute comedy. I mean, Josh Hart in particular is just hilarious, and I can't wait to see that podcast. If you guys did not check that out, make sure you do. I mean, they didn't release the episode yet, but they're already on social media. They're already asking us Knicks fans questions, and it's going to be fun. I can guarantee you that Knicks fans are going to absolutely love that. So, guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button on your way into the show. Wanted to break down tonight's matchup against the Memphis Grizzlies. And you look at this Grizzlies team, folks, you talk about injuries. I mean, we're upset with injuries. We should be. But, man, are the Grizzlies, are they the most injured team in the league? Because I was looking at their roster, bro. Literally everybody is hurt on the Grizzlies, including our guy, Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose is questionable with the hamstring. I really hope he can play tonight, just from the standpoint of watching him back at the Garden. I mean, Ja Morant's out for the year. We all knew that. Jaren Jackson Jr., who is their other good player, he's done right now. He's injured. Bane, I believe, is injured still. I mean, Marcus Smart. I mean, who do the Grizzlies have on their team that's going to be playing tonight? You feel me? Like the last game the Grizzlies played against the Boston Celtics, they lost 131-91. Okay, so that is why the spread is in this much of the Knicks' favor. And you look at that game, I mean, Gigi Jackson led the way with 18 points. David Roddy, forward, 14 points. I mean, Luke Kennard, Scottie Pippen Jr., 19 points off the bench for them. So this is a game the Knicks absolutely have to win, and I think they will. And I really do believe that they will win this game for a lot of different reasons. The Knicks lost in Utah earlier in the season, and their record is 25-26. So technically, the Knicks did lose to a team with a losing record. Utah's record seems to hover a lot, though. That being said, the Knicks still dominate the bad teams. Now, I think that stat was more like when the Knicks faced them, if they're above 500 or not. And I think when the Knicks lost to the Jazz, they were below 500, or they were above 500, if I'm not mistaken. But definitely interesting. But yeah, the Knicks have absolutely, what the great teams do is beat up on the bad teams. And that's exactly what the Knicks have done this season. And they've all been dominating, by the way. Let's go, Richie. What's up, Agent Super Argo, man? Always appreciate you guys tuning into the show here at Knicks Media. Now, as you guys know, folks, we have a proud sponsor of the channel. Got to give them a huge shout out. That's BetUS Sportsbook, folks. Don't forget to check out BetUS Sportsbook. That link is right now pinned at the top of the chat. And also, it is linked down below in the description to get a 125% sign-up bonus when you open up an account. Cannot recommend BetUS more. Legal in all 50 states. They have a 24/7 customer service. They got fast 24-hour payouts, up to $2,500 you can put down to get a 125% sign-up bonus. But I do want to remind you, folks, please bet responsibly here at Knicks Media. We appreciate them being the proud sponsor of Knicks Media.
BetUS, America's favorite sports book, where you can bet on everything anytime. Sportsbook, live betting, and casino. To celebrate 30 years in business, we have the best bonuses in the industry. Get a 125% sign-up bonus and up to 30 risk-free bets. So what are you waiting for? Join now. BetUS, where the game begins.
Now, there is a interesting prop bet that I kind of like here. As you see right here, if Jalen Brunson has 30 points and the Knicks to win, and the Knicks have over 113.5 total points, those odds are at plus 167. I like those odds. I absolutely love the odds of this right here. Now, the Knicks have been dominating bad teams, and Jalen Brunson continues. Now, the only thing I will say about this that I would stay away from is that sometimes Jalen Brunson doesn't have to put up the big numbers to win. But I also think with all the injuries, Brunson's going to have to put up 30. All right. I mean, we can't rely on Dante. We can't rely on Hart. I mean, Brunson, as we see the roster right now, is the only offensive threat that the Knicks have on a consistent basis. Without Julius Randle, without OG, and without Grimes off the bench, Jalen Brunson is going to have to put up a lot of points. And I feel like this player prop, this prop right here is pretty interesting, especially the odds being at plus 167. I think those are pretty darn good odds. So shout out to BetUS, of course, for being the proud sponsor of the channel. Now, getting deeper into what we can expect from the Knicks, heading into the trade deadline, right? So I feel like you look at what the trade deadline, what players the Knicks are linked to. It's overwhelming to keep up with it, folks. It really is. And I feel like making the video yesterday, whether it's Jordan Clarkson, we heard a report today that Malcolm Brogdon might not be on the move. But the question I have for you guys right now is, what if the Knicks don't make a trade? I mean, there's a big possibility here, ladies and gentlemen, that the Knicks simply don't make a trade. And I think that Knicks fans have to kind of open their minds up to that. And I saw a lot of people after the loss against the Lakers say, oh, we need more help. This is why the Knicks have to make a trade. We need help around Jalen Brunson. In the back of my mind, I'm like, do these people forget that we have Julius Randle and OG Anunoby still? Because those are the two players that we need to go up against those big dogs. I mean, the Lakers, I wouldn't consider them a big dog, but they're definitely, have championship pedigree still, even though they're flirting around 500. But let's just not pretend that we don't have an all-star next to Jalen Brunson coming back. Let's not forget that OG Anunoby was thriving before his injury. And I know everyone's scared of the injuries, right? OG with the right elbow inflammation, he's day-to-day. When is he returning? We have no idea, and I get all that, but there is a world here where if the Knicks just double down on their own roster, like you get Julius Randle coming back, you have OG coming back, Quentin Grimes, let's assume all three of those players are back after the All-Star break, and then even Mitchell Robinson could return. I think we're going to get a Mitchell Robinson update today, I believe, if we didn't already. That's loaded up. I mean, right now we're winning with depth. Jericho Sims is stepping in. Precious Achiuwa is stepping in. Deuce McBride is stepping in. I mean, even Malachi Flynn. I mean, the depth of this Knicks team is being tested right now with all the injuries, and we're still winning. So let's just not pretend here that we don't have help around Jalen Brunson. I'm not a fan of that narrative that there's no help around Jalen Brunson. When there is, it's just unfortunate that they're injured. Angel says they will make a trade. Fournier is gone. Yeah, I think Fournier, he better be. For his own stake. I mean, I feel bad for Evan Fournier. Let's see him get shipped out of here. Let's see him go to somewhere where someone's going to play him Poor Evan Fournier, man. Poor Evan Fournier. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button on your way into the show. We greatly, greatly appreciate all the Knicks fans tuning into Knicks Media. If you're new to the channel, my name is Richie. I've been covering the Knicks here for a few years on the YouTube channel, and we'll be covering the Knicks all throughout the rest of the year, of course, heading into the playoffs, which I am freaking excited for obvious reasons. Now, come on, guys. We got 17 likes. We got game day. Knicks basketball is back. Let me know in the chat right now. Now, listen. There's not a lot to break down in terms of matchups tonight against the Memphis Grizzlies. I mean, you guys saw the odds for the Knicks. The Knicks are literally 14.5-point favorites in this one. So we're all assuming that we're going to go out there and get the W. But when it comes to, down the line, the Knicks are finishing off their home stretch this week. We got 3 more games at home. Tonight feels like it should be a win, right? But then you go against Dallas on Thursday and then Indiana on Saturday. And then we have 2 games on the road heading into the All-Star break. So I'm going to be very, I'm going to be watching closely of how the Knicks respond with all these injuries after losing their first game in literally 10 tries, right? We were all living on a high. Every day we were winning. It was 3 straight weeks with Knicks victories to celebrate as Knicks fans. And then we got humbled. We came back down the earth. We lost to the Lakers at home on Saturday with the whole world watching, and it hurt to see that, right? So can the Knicks string together, dare I say, 5 wins straight heading into the All-Star break? Now, I don't want to get ahead of myself because that's definitely, overshooting the Knicks right here. But I would love to see them win 3 of the next 5, minimum, right? We want to go 3-2 in the next 5 games heading into the All-Star break because you look at the standings, right? We were the 3rd seed in a blink of an eye. But now all of a sudden, the Cleveland Cavaliers are just as hot as the Knicks were because they're now the 2nd seed. Okay, we were looking at that 2nd seed potentially, but now the Cleveland Cavaliers are your 2nd seed in the Eastern Conference. The New York Knicks are 1 game back from the Cavs, so we're right there with them. But they're on a 6-game winning streak. They won 9 of the last 10 games, just like the New York Knicks. And Donovan Mitchell is playing like an MVP, just like Jalen Brunson is. And I know that Knicks fans feel comfortable against the Cavs because of what we did to them last year in the playoffs in round number 1. But I am looking at the standings, and I still think that there is an opportunity here for the Knicks to get that 2 seed. 110%. Now they're 6 games back from the number 1 seed of the Boston Celtics. The Celtics have just separated themselves. I mean, it's going to be hard to beat them as for the number 1 seed for sure. I mean, the Celtics are 23-3 at home. That's ridiculous here. But the games that the Knicks have to take advantage of are these ones tonight. And then they also got to beat up on the Pacers and the Magic before the All-Star break. Those are 2 teams that are below us that are going to be trying to fight their way back to make it close because the 76ers are without Joel Embiid now with his injury. The Indiana Pacers, they're going to be a good team. And then the Magic, the Heat, the Bulls, the Hawks are all going to be fighting for that play-in tournament, and the Brooklyn Nets, I guess, if you throw them in there, and the Toronto Raptors. But outside of that, the Knicks, we're fighting for 2, 3, and 4 are the seeds that I think the Knicks are going to finish off with in the playoffs. Now, best case scenario is we're 2 and 3 seed, but I want to say this. If the Knicks finish as the 2nd or 3rd seed and we have to verse the Miami Heat in the first round, I'm not going to be happy. Well, I would love to verse them in the first round and beat them, but if there was one team that I don't want to see in round 1, it's definitely the Miami Heat, and I think Knicks fans can agree with that, right? Cavs had a very easy schedule ahead. Of course they do. I mean, the Cavs are a team that the Knicks got to be able to, we versed them once and we beat them this year? How many times have we versed the Cavs this year? I feel like a healthy Knicks team is super dominant. Had the Knicks been healthy, I'm confident they would have continued the streak. Yeah, I think, against the Lakers, we were in that game. Brunson had 36 and 10, and they just double-teamed the triple-team Brunson, and we had no one to step up in the clutch. And Julius Randle's usually that guy to step up in the clutch when Brunson is being bracketed like that. So I agree. If we were healthy against the Lakers, I think we would have won that game. I hope we win tonight. Me too, Samuel. Me too. Level of concern over OG missing games. Now, I think that the Knicks are just being very precautious with OG Anunoby. At least I hope. The fact that he's been day-to-day and not ruled out for weeks and months yet is a good sign. And I think that the Knicks just don't feel like it's worth it to force OG out there if he's not 100%. So let him rest. If I'm the Knicks, based off where we're at right now, I'd shut down OG until the All-Star break because we've been winning without him. And we need him for the playoffs. We need him for the big games. And if I'm the Knicks, there's no rush to bring back OG. He's been playing through this right elbow inflammation since he got here, and he re-aggravated it. So if I'm the Knicks, just do not push it Do not push your limit with OG. That's just me. That's just me. Do we have anybody coming off the injured list? No. So tonight we're going to have the same exact lineup. The same exact lineup with the injury bug, right? No one's coming back. Grimes still hurt. OG still hurt. Gangrene David's in the chat. Going to the game tonight should be a win. Let's go, Gangrene David. Appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, man. I mean, the New York Knicks are 14.5-point favorites, so we better win, okay? We better win. We do not need LeBron James. Now, that was a very interesting weekend, right? Seeing the Knicks and LeBron James flirting with each other and LeBron using the Knicks and LeBron putting the towel on and Knicks fans saying, we don't want LeBron James. And I mean, that whole speculation is just ridiculous. I mean, Stephen A. Smith, he started it on ESPN. LeBron's not coming to the Knicks. I never even took that seriously. But hey, we'll never know. What's really going on with OG? Yeah, I mean, great question. I wish I knew, but I'm just hopeful that the Knicks are being cautious and they're not pushing it with him, and it's a right elbow, and that's a shooting elbow, and they want him just to rest. And a game like the Grizzlies, I don't think we need OG to beat the Grizzlies. I think it's smart. Now, I don't know if he's going to be ready for Thursday's game against Dallas or not, but if I'm the Knicks, I'm just being precautious. Cheers, fam. Hope all is well. Cheers to you, my friend. Cheers to everybody tuning into the chat. Hope all you guys are having a fantastic Tuesday. Guys, you got 69 people watching live right now and only 20 likes. Do your boy a solid favor by simply hitting that like button right now for your boy. Greatly, greatly appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning into the show as always. Angel says Mitch was supposed to be reevaluated in 8 to 10 weeks. We are in the week 8 since his injury. So yeah, Knicks fans are expecting a potential Mitchell Robinson update today when Tom Thibodeau speaks to the media. And that's definitely going to tell us the timetable of Mitchell Robinson because there's some optimism that he could return this year, but we just don't know when. I want either Murray, Malcolm, or Clarkson. Yeah, I mean, those are the three big dogs. I don't think Malcolm is being traded, the latest I've heard. And the Jordan Clarkson, the Jazz are asking for a lot. And the Murray, of course, we have to package in a big deal to go get Murray out of Atlanta. So I think there's other guys that we have to open our minds to, like Bruce Brown, I think is the most likely player to come to the Knicks. I saw that the Toronto Raptors are looking for a first-round pick in return for Bruce Brown. Now, Bruce Brown isn't that flashy, like, great player that will like win the headlines, but I feel like he's like a Josh Hart type of player, scrappy, winner culture, would fit in with Tom Thibodeau and just be like a guy that like would fit right in with what the Knicks are trying to do here. Again, he's not like a star, but he's a winner, he's a champion, and I wouldn't complain if the Knicks went out there and got Bruce Brown personally. Would not complain. Now I know that some Knicks fans aren't satisfied with Bruce Brown and they think that it'd be better if they went another route. I get it. What about Tyrus Jones? Now, I don't know if he's even on the trade market, right? Or who are you talking about? Let me double check. Tyus Jones, you mean, not Tyrus, right? You talking about Tyrus Jones? Tyus Jones, like to me, I get that he has some links, right? I mean, he's playing good this year. He's coming off a game of 14 points and 8 assists in 24 minutes. But and he's averaging 12 points on almost 50% shooting and 39% from 3 and overall steal per game. But I just feel like he's so much of a defensive liability. And if you're going to ask me, would you rather have Jones or Deuce McBride? I don't know. Interesting. My main concern is Julius's injury. I hope that he comes back healthy, in my opinion. Precious has been playing well off the bench, but I don't think he is sustainable in the starting lineup. 100%. He is not sustainable in the starting lineup. Precious has done a phenomenal job stepping in for Julius Randle, but there's no way Knicks fans can, or the Knicks in general, can rely on Precious Achiuwa to sustain that type of player success in the starting lineup. We need Julius back. PJ Washington has been mentioned as a possible trade to New York. Yes, PJ Washington of Charlotte. Another player the Knicks are interested in, very interesting player to see if he will come in. Clarkson soft. He couldn't even score on us. What he had, 10 points? Yeah, I mean, the Knicks locked him down for sure. Alec Burks. I'm okay with Alec Burks, meaning I would welcome Alec Burks to the New York Knicks. I know some people don't want him to come back here, and Tom Thibodeau fell in love with him, and we're a little shell-shocked of I don't know, do we want Burks back? I like Burks back. I hear they want 2 second-round picks. Don't know if that's legit. For who? Tyus Jones? Now listen, the Knicks have so much picks, so much ammunition right here to go after anybody they want. And the question is, they've been patient up until this point. When is it going to be the time to strike? Is it this week before the deadline? Is it this off season? Because the Knicks have all this ammunition. Leon Rose has done a great job of being patient. But the main question is, when are we going to use those? I mean, all those picks that we've been adding, all the picks we've been stockpiling to go get a star or a role player. Is it now at the deadline, taking advantage of a 32-18 record, or is it in the offseason? That's the big question that Leon Rose is making and talking about with his team. And I just have to say this, like, if the Knicks don't make a trade, I don't think that's a big deal. Like, let's not forget that we made a trade. The Knicks are a team that's notorious of making a trade before the trade deadline. Last year, the Knicks traded for Josh Hart before the deadline. This year, they traded for OG Anunoby before the deadline. So if the Knicks don't make a trade, let's not pretend here that we didn't make a huge trade already this season, and it's worked out in our favor big time with OG Anunoby, Precious Achiuwa, Malachi Flynn coming to the New York Knicks. Okay, so I feel like that was a big thing last year. We were expecting the Knicks to make another trade at the deadline. They didn't. We're like, why are they sitting on their hands? Why don't we make another trade? Well, they didn't make a trade, and it was for Josh Hart. This year, if they don't make a trade, let's not forget the big move that they made to bring in OG, Precious, and Malachi. Now, that's not an excuse of saying they shouldn't make another trade. I think there's a big reason why they should, but let's just not pretend. Let's just not forget, rather, that this Knicks team is deep, and we're just injured right now. We got to get healthy. We got to get healthy. They can't go with McBride in the postseason. That means more wear and tear on JB. Yeah, I mean, that's the big talking point. Like, the Knicks need a backup point guard that can come in and let Jalen Brunson rest on the bench and not force him to play 40-plus minutes a night, especially in the playoffs, because we do not need him to be burnt out. And I get that, right? Malcolm Brogdon makes a lot of sense, and, you know, a lot of players the Knicks can target. But I don't know. Deuce McBride, his development's been pretty good. You know, I think that it's hard to rely on him in the playoffs, and he's not really a player that you can, like, just give him the ball and he can take over the game. He's more of a development, sharpshooter, which I've been really impressed with his shooting ability and his confidence overall. But you bring up a good point. OG out again today, definitely nervous. What's up, Fugazi? Hope you're doing well, my man. Yeah, I mean, listen, obviously we're going to be upset until OG comes back and a little concerned. So let's just cross our fingers and hope he's all good. There's been a bunch of LeBron offseason talk, and I honestly don't want LeBron, especially this late in his career. What about Lowry? Lowry is an interesting player. Now, there's a chance he gets bought out. Lowry would make sense just from the standpoint of being the backup veteran off the bench for Jalen Brunson. And when it comes to LeBron James, like, I might be in the minority here, but if LeBron James actually does want to come to the New York Knicks, I know he's old, but, like, there's not some of you guys that be like, LeBron James with this roster right here? I don't know. I mean, I don't want to get into that conversation because I really don't think it's happening, but it's a hypothetical. Like, if LeBron wants to come to the Knicks and you have him paired up with Jalen Brunson, now I don't know if Randall's out or not because they play the same position, but like a lineup of Brunson, OG, LeBron, Randall, and Mitch, I'll stop talking about it. I don't know. That makes me a little like, I'm trying to win a championship. And I get it. We don't want to rely on an old, LeBron James to come help us win a chip, all the things that we built. But, like, I don't know. Interesting stuff, man. And he has an opt-out in the offseason. So that's really what it comes down to. But I'll finish the conversation about LeBron right here. He's not coming to the Knicks. It's a fun hypothetical. It's funny to see all Knicks fans, like, roast him and be like, we don't want you. We remember what you did to us in 2010, LeBron. Right? And the question is, we could get LeBron in the offseason without trading for him. Don't want to give up too much. Yeah, I mean, again, there's opportunities to land LeBron without trading, I believe, if he opts out and becomes a free agent. But hey, we have no idea. And I don't even want to talk about the LeBron James talk because I really don't think that's happening. I genuinely don't see it happening. What happened to Donovan Mitchell? I mean, Donovan Mitchell's thriving right now in Cleveland. And I think that's an off-season target. The Knicks are obviously not going to trade for Donovan right now. He is scorching up the league. He has the Cleveland Cavaliers as the second seed. That's more of an offseason move. If we get LeBron, Jr. is gone. The only positive is we will have the refs on our side. There it is. Fugazi with a super chat. Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate the first super chat of the show. Big time shout out to Fugazi for the $5 super chat. He says, I feel Knicks are going to land Murray. What do you that? You think the Knicks are going to land Murray this week? Interesting take. I think it's a possibility. I would not put it past Leon Rose and the Knicks to land a guy like Murray. But the thing is about that is we would have to go and give up a lot. Okay, what do we give it up? Quentin Grimes would have to be included in that package. It would probably be Grimes, Fournier, and picks for Murray. And then all of a sudden the starting lineup is Jalen Brunson, Murray, OG, Randall, Mitch when healthy. And then the bench unit will consist of Deuce, Hart, Dante, and Hartenstein. And then Precious Achua, where does he? I don't know. I mean, that's you don't have to twist my arm about that. I mean, Dante will go to the bench to replace Grimes, and then Murray will be, I don't know. The big thing here about this is, like, there's so much chemistry with this team. There's so much, like, unselfishness where it's like, would a guy like DeJounte Murray fit in? Because that's a big thing here. We don't want to just get players that are talented. It's more about a fit, a scheme fit, a culture fit, a personality fit, a leader fit. Like, that's what makes the Knicks team so special right now, where they got that Villanova connection. They got that winning mindset. They're playing for each other. They're buying into Thibodeau's system. And I'm not saying that Murray isn't a fit, but I feel like Knicks fans need to weigh that as a scouting perspective. Are they a good fit? And I think that he would. I think Murray would fit in with what the Knicks are trying to do here. Not to say he's not a fit, but I'm just saying, like, the Knicks front office, they're weighing all those things. They've done a tremendous job of bringing in the guys that fits in with this team, right? First, it was Josh Hart last year. Then it was Dante in the offseason in free agency. And now it was OG Anunoby. Those three players are Tom Thibodeau prototypes, and they fit in beautifully. OG Anunoby is Thibodeau's Luol Deng, okay? Like, it was just a perfect fit for what the Knicks team needs right now. Now, would a Murray come out here and fit with this team? I think they would. I think he would. Appreciate the $5 as always, my man. Murray will be here by the trade deadline. All right. Mizzo9 says DeJounte Murray will be a Knick. Best thing that ever happened to us is retrieving that loss from the Lakers. It gives us a better perspective on what we need to do it, and be better prepared for postseason. Yeah, I mean, listen, it just exposed that the Knicks are injured, in my opinion. Like, it exposed, like, okay, we need Julius Randle, who's an all-star, on this team to be healthy. You can always trade Murray and get those picked back or a bigger star. Yeah, absolutely. Knicks need Sasha. Oh, my gosh. Bring back Sasha. Once a Knick, always a Knick. I will shave my eyebrows if we get Murray. Does that mean you don't think it's happening? Josh Hart appreciation comment. Thank you, Peculiar, because I'm so sick of Josh Hart slander. Why are there people slandering Josh Hart? I get it. His shot's not falling right now. And his offense has never been a strength of his. But he's a winner. He is such a huge part of the winning mindset of the New York Knicks. He's arguably the best rebounding guard in the NBA. He pushes the pace. He's scrappy. He plays for his teammates. He's hilarious. He's a culture guy. And yeah, his offense right now, it's a little broken. And you need a little more offense from him right now in particular because of the injuries that we're having. But I'm so sick of people saying that the Knicks should have never extended Josh Hart and he's a liability. I'm like, bro, what? Stop with the Josh Hart slander. I won't let it slide. Gabriel says that Villanova connection is a real key. I don't want to break that up. Dante has been lit. Hartenstein better keep up. Give Jericho Sims more burn. Yeah, I mean, Jericho Sims has stepped in off the bench to really help out this Knicks team. I mean, the depth has been beautiful. And the Villanova Knicks is definitely thriving. I mean, you got to give Leon Rose credit. I feel like that was his vision from getting, okay, Jalen Brunson's here. Let's go get his buddy Josh Hart. Now let's go get his buddy Ryan Arcidiacono. And now let's go get his buddy Dante DiVincenzo. The missing piece we all know is Mikal Bridges, but the Brooklyn Nets are not down to trade him. Murray will fit like a glove, just knowing that Brunson can play with Luka and played also with RJ. What made Brunson with RJ not fit is RJ not being consistent. Murray is consistent. You are right. Mitch Randall, OG, and Grimes back. It's over for the NBA. Yeah, I mean, like, it feels like when we get those 4 players back that we just made a huge trade. Like, these 4 players haven't played for the Knicks in the last few games. We haven't seen Mitch in months. Okay, Randall's been done for a week or two. And OG, it's been a week. Like, I feel like right now we're winning without these 4 players. Imagine what the Knicks team will be like when they do come back. Josh Hart is the heart of pure culture. Exactly. Ralph says, DeJounte Murray is going to be a Knick. There was the reason for Clutch and Leon's sport meeting. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a lot of speculation. You know, Leon Rose and Rich Paul, CAA and Clutch Sports, they kind of came together and, put their differences aside to hopefully bring in some more Clutch Sports, because it feels like every player the Knicks are bringing in is affiliated with CAA. So I get it. Josh Hart is worth every dollar. I love it. Hart is doing his job. All right, we got Josh Hart love in the chat. That's what I like to see, folks. I don't like to see Josh Hart slander. I see it on X, and I'm like, bro, what? How are we hating on Josh Hart? I get it. His shot's off right now, but that's not what we brought him here to do. I honestly don't want Bruce Brown, even though that's a big name on potential Knicks trade list. Listen, I mean, Bruce Brown is a guy that's not a flashy, wow, we got Bruce Brown. That's going to be a move if the Knicks make it. It's going to be like, he's going to put up like 8 points and 8 rebounds and a couple steals. And I'd be open to Bruce Brown. He just feels like another utility guy. Knicks need to make a run for McCall and show Atlanta we are ready to move. If they are not ready to negotiate, it will make Nets and Atlanta lose a pick just to get what they want and move on. I mean, listen, I don't think Brooklyn's shipping bridges. That's the unfortunate reality. Love Hart. Josh Hart is a beast. There we go. Josh Hart, love in the chat. He deserves all of it. He deserves all the love in the chat. Absolutely. Now, guys, don't forget, we got Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson's podcast premiering on Thursday. And tonight we have the Knicks hosting the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm excited to watch these New York Knicks. Again, the odds on BetUS of this game is ridiculous. The New York Knicks are 14.5-point favorites. 14.5-point favorites, folks. Absolutely ridiculous. Got to give another shout out to BetUS Sportsbook. Again, if you want to sign up for them, that link is pinned in the chat. Make sure you guys open an account and use my link to open it up. But always bet responsibly, my friends. Hearing PJ Washington thoughts, I think that would be a good move. I mean, he's on definitely a losing team, right? So it would make sense for him to come to the Knicks. And at this point, and I'm going to say this, okay? I've said it many times. Whatever move Leon Rose makes, I believe it. I trust in it. Leon Rose has proved to me that, like, whatever move he makes, it seems to be the right move. He's been patient. He's been articulate. He's been calm, cool, collected. When he makes a move, at first, I'm a little reactionary with my emotions. For example, the RJ and Quickly trade. At first, I was just like, what? We traded RJ quickly? Why? I was more emotionally attached to those players. And at the time, like when it first happened, I wasn't even thinking about what we were getting in return. And then you see the trade unfold, and you're like, oh, that's why Leon made that move. And that's just one example of it, right? When we even signed Dante DiVincenzo in the offseason, that's our only move. We're trading Obi Toppin and then just bringing in Dante. Is that going to move the needle? Yeah, I mean, Dante stepped up big, okay? So there's a lot of moves that Leon Rose has made that it took a little bit of time to figure out, yep, that was a great move. Isaiah Hartenstein, let's not forget, his first couple months with the Knicks were brutal. And then he won the Knicks fan base over this season and at the end of next year. You are right about Nets, but it will give either an urgency to make another move due to neither one of those players wants to play for the organization they are playing for. Keyword disgruntled player. Yeah, I feel you. It's possible. Anything's possible. How are we favored by that much? What if we're all healthy? What would the spread be then? 100? Yeah, this is crazy that this is the spread with all their injuries. Now, Memphis is banged up too, which makes sense. Like they have more injuries than the Knicks. Ridiculous. Richie, which player do you want before the trade deadline? Great question, Corey. I'm open to a lot. I'm open to Bruce Brown. Definitely open to Jordan Clarkson. The big fish is DeJounte Murray. And then there's lesser names guys that the Knicks are linked to. And I say this again, like, I trust Leon Rose. And Corey, it's hard to like say which player I want because the Knicks are linked to so many, and there's so many that I like. OG was a perfect fit. Absolutely. Players have to fit with this group. 110%. People need to realize the fit is the most important piece of a trade with this team. We do not want to trade for a guy that's selfish and is all me, me, me. I need the ball in my hand. I need to just take over. No, we have that with Brunson. We have a great chemistry here. Let's bring in someone that's a selfless basketball player that's going to buy into the system and buy into the culture of the New York Knicks, because Leon Rose and Tom Thibodeau has done a tremendous job of building a winning culture and a winning mindset. Let's not take that for granted, Knicks fans. We actually have a winning culture, and it's proven itself. Because when you're injured like they are right now and the Knicks are facing adversity, that was when your character is really tested. Randall goes down, OG's down, Grimes is down, and we're still winning. Like, that tells you of the winning mindset. They have the next man up mentality. Whoever plugs in for those players steps up and is playing great, like a Precious Achiuwa. Isaiah Hartenstein, great example. When Mitchell Robinson went down, he stepped in and playing phenomenal basketball. Brunson elevated his game to an MVP type of player. Dante DiVincenzo, he's filling in as that secondary scorer next to Brunson when those injuries happen. It just goes to show you that this Knicks team is deep. They're buying into the system, and Leon Rose and Tom Thibodeau, man, and everybody. I mean, Worldwide West, Johnny Bryant, Rick Brunson. There's so many guys that deserve credit, but at the end of the day, we're not done. Okay, I wanna hand out the flowers in the playoffs. When we win round one, when we hopefully win round two, when we get to the Eastern Conference Finals, when we go to the finals, dare I say. I don't know what the limit is with this team, but it's hard not to be excited if you are a New York Knicks fan. Mitch is down. Don't forget him. Oh, I'm not forgetting about my boy Mitch. I am not forgetting. I was literally saying earlier this season that Mitchell Robinson is low-key the most valuable piece to this team. The way he was playing. And then he got hurt. When Mitchell Robinson got hurt, I thought that the season was done. Not done from the standpoint of we're going to miss the playoffs, but when I saw the report that Mitch is done for the year, I thought it was going to be a really hard time. And that's why the Knicks had to make that trade, by the way, because the defense for the Knicks was top in the NBA with Mitch, and then when Mitch got hurt, the Knicks defense went to the bottom. Remember that time period when Mitch got hurt and we still had, the RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickley on the team? That was a really weird era of the season. The Knicks were giving up 130 points a game, bro. 130 points a game. So it was a weird time. Weird time. But that's why the Knicks made a trade for OG. We don't need a superstar, just a star player that will give them an opportunity to prove that they are a superstar due to Knicks roster being easy to show it. Yes, sir. Hartenstein has stepped up big time after Mitch's injury. He deserves a lot of credit. It's going to be hard for the Knicks to retain. It's going to be hard for the Knicks to retain our guy, Isaiah Hartenstein. That's another tough discussion, man. That's going to be a tough discussion. All right, folks. Big game tonight. New York Knicks taking on the Memphis Grizzlies. Let's get some score predictions in the chat right now. Score predictions in the chat right now. How much are the Knicks winning by? Because we're all assuming the Knicks are going to win this game. Because if they don't, we got a bigger issue on our hands. But as you guys can see, the Knicks are 14.5-point favorites. That's just absolutely absurd. That is just absolutely absurd. Okay? Let's see what the chat's got for tonight. 133-10. 115-90. By 12. Are the Knicks going to cover this spread? 125-87. Richie, we're going to sweep the Memphis Grizzlies. 110-94. Love you, bro. Corey, I love you too, my man. Thank you so much for the support on the channel. 127-121. 121-93. What are the chances for the Knicks to land Bridges? Which Bridges? Because I don't see them landing either of them. 120-85. Wow, Knicks fans are very optimistic about tonight's game. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button on your way out of the show. We're going to wrap things up right now. 44 likes. Let's end off the show with around 75 likes. We'd greatly appreciate it, guys. If you could simply smash the thumbs up button on your way out. Quick reminder, I will be live all day Thursday to cover everything around the NBA trade deadline. And, of course, we'll be making some videos and going live throughout the week covering the New York Knicks. I'm out of here, folks. Let's go, Knicks. I'll catch you guys later tonight. Love you all as always. Let's go, Knicks. Peace out, everybody. Your boys out.